Welcome back to Spirit Spells and Magic. I'm here to do the review on the 2023 Witch's Diary. I'm a little bit more awake now. I've had a bit more of my coffee and I'm doing them on the same morning clearly. But I think I'm a little bit more aware for this one. Quick sip of coffee. Now, this is Reclaiming the Magic of the Old Ways. So that already gives me the impression that it's based on tradition and the old ways that things were done, which is quite interesting because it's a Southern Hemisphere book. So obviously we've got Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Mikhail John Free. Apologies again if I've said them wrong, but these guys, just from reading that on the front there, I'm just anticipating that it's going to be based on the old European ways, of pagan ways. So let's have a little squiz on the back page. Now it's brand new, it's crisp, I haven't written in it yet. Oh, look at that. There we go, we've got pictures of them. How about that? Lovely. We'll get to that in the end. Let me just try not to destroy it while I open it up. A must-have magical tool for anyone who has a love for the natural world and wants to bring the power and magic of the old ways into their everyday lives. Beautiful. Now, they're both by Rockpool, I noticed. Both diaries. So if you're looking for other books that are similar, I'm sure Rockpool has many other authors and books. Awaken the Witch Within. Yes, so it's a witchy book. It doesn't seem to be black magic or anything like that. It's, from what I can see there, looks like it's all light, love and light. Practical guide using herbs, candles and crystals. Now, I took ages with the last review, so I'll try not to do that this time. I just want to do a quick flick through, and once again, after I've been using it for some time, I'll do another review, more of a... more of a knowledge-based review or practical review where I can actually tell you what I liked and disliked about using it. Both books. Now, Pioneers of the Craft. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Now, this is nice. I mean, it's very dark compared to the lunar calendar, lunar diary, that was a bit more mystical and fairy tale like, whereas this one's more witchy. And you know what, I love both. I think that's really cool. I'm a big fan of black. I love black paper, and if I could buy all the black paper in the world and have a silver pen in which I could write, I would be a happy woman. So here we go. It looks as though there's an introduction here. Hail and welcome. Now, they may use terminology that you may enjoy or dislike, depending on, obviously, what kind of witch you are. Let's see. I find myself, I'm an eclectic witch, so I take pieces of everything and make it my own. So, but not to discredit or state that I do not like, but I find with some of the Wiccan rules and things like that, I'm not really someone who follows a lot of rules or likes to keep to any kind of particular set of rules or how to be. I live my life according to me, and look, I'm sure a lot of you do as well. And not all Wiccans probably, hold everything to the T either. But I just find that, I don't like anything that's restrictive or rule setting and boundaries and things like that are on how I live my life. So I kind of, I guess, in a way, the more easygoing it is, because I don't have a lot of time and structure in my life. I try to, but there's not a lot of it when you're running here and there. But yeah, I just try and live my life as best I can, as most people do. And so if I see terminology I don't like, I don't write a bad review and say, oh, I don't like the way you're writing it. I would just go, you know what, that's just not for me, and skip it and move on to the next, because they've put a lot of work into these books, these ladies. As far as I'm concerned, all the best to them, absolutely, because it looks beautiful to me. Now we've got moon phases. Now I'm guessing that this book won't be too involved with the moon. It'll be more on the witchy side of everything. So that's why I thought I'd get the lunar one as well. We do have a couple of pages based on lunar cycles, and it's all, you know, southern hemisphere based. So that's good. You know what? It's probably got some things here that aren't in the other book, which is really interesting. I can already see that they've got the old details of which moons are which. Wheel of the Year, cross-quarter festivals. There we go. Beautiful. I love all this stuff. I'm just going to do a quick flick through. Oh, look, planting and harvesting dates. How about that? See, I don't think the lunar diary had any of that, but this is smaller as well, and it seems to be like packed and stacked. So that's really good. Now, you know what? I think these books actually complement each other. We've got the goddesses and stuff on pages here, magical weekdays. I don't think that was in the other book. Times to cast spells. That's probably similar to what was in there. Meanings and colours. I don't think that'd be in there. Magical directions and the elements. Apologies, I hope I've got the book in the whole frame there. Trees of power. Yeah, look, this has got everything. A lot of basic information as to Southern Hemisphere, which is beautiful. Now, this is probably where the diary starts. We've got January. Apologies, my hand's in the way. Look at that. I'm just trying to hold the book open because it's so new, it just wants to close up. I don't really want to destroy it before I've started using it. By the end of the year, I'm sure it will be mostly destroyed. But this is interesting. I was just going to say so far there's nowhere to write, but here we go. We've got our first page. It is smaller than the last one. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a bit bigger, but the size of the page, clearly, they don't have a lot to work with. But that's okay. I mean, if you're the kind of person, as I said in the last review, if you're the kind of person that uses a lot of diary space, look, this is still great to get for the information within, but you're probably going to want a date or a page or something like that, which you'll have to get another diary for. And these are the only two that I have at the moment to review. I've had other books, gratitude diaries of journals and things like that, where they basically have not much else but the pages. So that might be also something you might want to have if you do a lot of writing along. Me, I barely have time to scratch. So this is perfect for me. I can just write down quickly what happened, or I can just put in what witchy stuff I do. So I might do a spell, I might sage the house, I might start up a jar, and like a love jar or a protection jar, or do a corn dolly, or anything really that I do that's regarding the spiritual realm rather than making sandwiches or cleaning the house. It will be primarily used for witchy stuff, which I love doing whenever I can manage the time. Oh gosh, as my daughter gets older, I'll be probably doing a lot more because I'll have my independence back. But that's okay. New Year's spell. So we've got January. Look at that. I love this stuff. This is really, really cool. Kitchen witchery. Yeah, there's a lot in here that isn't in the lunar diary because it is just a lunar diary. This is witchcraft in its entirety by the look of it, or for the most part, things that you can do month to month. Now look at this. That is beautiful. You know what? Even when I'm finished with this diary, I mean, you could take the pictures out and use them in your book of shadows and stuff like that. I mean, look at it. It's just beautiful. You could either put it in a bookshelf and keep it and look back on it, or you can take the thing apart and use the beautiful pictures and cut pieces out. And oh, my creative mind is just going crazy. Let's see, more kitchen witchery, and that really helps because I've been doing that a lot lately, looking up as many of the old traditional recipes and things like that as I can find. Wow. Now look, I am taking a little too long on each page, so what I might do is try and flip through a little bit quicker, because they've got a beautiful illustration on every week, where the other one was mainly every month. So prosperity spell, we've got Marbon, oops, sorry, let me just do that again for you. Prosperity spell, and then we've got the Marbon incantation. Let me just see if I can, there we go. Now it seems to be on every second page there. Witch's wisdom. This is really one I should have used the other camera for, but oh look, you can, there's so many pages, you know, even if I was to use the other camera, it's like there's so much to see that you'd have to, oh my gosh, I'd be here all day showing you. But it's, oh look, you know, it's well worth getting. I mean, this one as well, I think it was a bit less. I think it was about $25, but once again, I'll try and find where I bought them back in October, and definitely Samhain, and definitely see if I can find how much it cost each book. So I'll just do a quick, there's a protection spell, Hagstone. It's got basically everything that, you know, like a beginner would need to know. I'll just go through on my left hand because I'm a bit quicker and hold it open a bit more. Ancestors, more recipes, kitchen. It's just full of spells and little bit of place to write. So it's more of an informative diary than it is your run-of-the-mill diary. More kitchen. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. You know, someone like me who is constantly on Google, Dark Moon Spell, looking up stuff, and I just don't have time to go through. I've got a bookshelf full of witchy books, I tell you. But do you think I've got the time to go in and try and find something? This has it. Look, it's laid out for you. Yule incantation, witch's wisdom. There's probably a Yule log recipe or something like that. Look, I'm shaking. There we go. Kitchen stuff, incantations, desserts. Oh, look, you know, it's got everything in each month. Recipes and things like that. Wish tree spell. So this is like Yule Christmassy kind of stuff for us. Yes, Southern Hemispherians. It's in the middle of the year, which is so crazy, isn't it? But you know what? Look, don't feel too bad for us because we get to do everything twice. You know what I mean? We have Halloween and pretty much Samhain with Halloween, but we also do it again in May. You know, we do Christmas in the middle of the year, or sorry, Yule in the middle of the year, where we do Christmassy stuff, and then we get to do it again at Christmas in December. So look, we get to do it twice. So I think that's pretty cool anyway. Because who doesn't want to do Christmas twice, really? You know, maybe not for the financial ruin of it all, but for the festivities, I tell you what, I love it. I love it. One thing that you may be able to help me in the comment section is the whole thing with Samhain, and I've tried to look this up. With Samhain, the veil is its thinnest in the Northern Hemisphere, obviously 31st of October, 1st of November, you know, the Day of the Dead and things like that. When we've got Samhain here in Australia, which is their 1st of May or 30th of April, is it the same? Like, I've read that it is, that the veil is the thinnest for us then, because that's when it is. But yeah, it really, I don't know, it's something that I've always thought, is it really, or, but I guess, you know what, they're probably going to turn around and say, you can contact your ancestors and spirits whenever you want, you know, whether the veil is thin or not. If you call, they will answer. So that's possibly it. Maybe we get both. I'd like to think that. So there we go. Look, they've even got Bridget's Cross. For milk. Apologies, I am taking quite a while to get through this, but oh, you know what? I just want to show you the whole thing. I'm getting excited about looking through it myself. Fertility. Let me try and make sure I get the whole page inside. Kitchen witchery. Yeah, it looks like it's the similar thing for each month. You've got a witchy recipe, you've got a witchy incantation or spell ritual, you've got a lot of information on each Sabbath, and yeah, little bit of wisdom, which is most likely traditional stuff. I haven't really spent a lot of time to see what part of the world it's referring to. It seems to be very European, but for Australia. Oh, for the Southern Hemisphere. My apologies, New Zealand. Let's see. Yeah, look, it's got lots of stuff here. Fertility spell. Oh, look, it's got an egg. Oh, it's just really, really nice here. There we go. Oh, I'm probably going way more in depth than other people do when they do these flip throughs, but I just want to show you everything. I mean, yeah, I know, look, you've seen it. Should you buy it? Look, I mean, I haven't let you read everything on these pages, and you know, it'd take me 50,000 years if I did, but it is, from what you can see in this video, you can definitely work out for yourself whether or not it's going to be good for you. As I said, look, it's not a proper diary where you've got a lot of room to write, and it's not really a journal or I wouldn't say it's really guided. It's more informative. It's an informative diary, just like the lunar one that I did. They're very full of information. It's really good for a beginner witch, someone who dabbles like myself, who's been doing it for decades but just dabbles here and there. And if you're very knowledgeable, you're one of the witchiest witches of the witch, then maybe this is a little low-key for you. And you probably write your own diaries the way you want them anyway, using a grimoire and things like that. But look, it's like a little mini grimoire. You know, it's like a little book of shadows / grimoire that you don't have to design yourself. And I've got my book. I've also got my notepads and things like that I write in a lot. But this is just helpful primarily for little bits and pieces, little spells and recipes. But it's, yeah, I think it's fun. And you know what? I'll probably be buying them every year because they just seem to be really well made and so much packed into a little book, you know. Now, this is a little bit about the authors. I won't bore you too much on holding it there for too long, but you can definitely pause the screen. And you know what? This is probably all in Wiki and on the internet anyway. But it's, yeah, look, you know, it's just really, really nice. I love it, and I can't wait to start using it. So I hope this little video has been informative enough on this particular diary. I would love to review more of the things that I have, more books that I've read and things like that. I'll have to reread a lot of them because, you know, I've had some of the books I've had for years, so trying to remember everything about the book, but definitely to do flip throughs and things like that to see what's inside them. I can start doing that if that's something that people would want. But I just thought, you know what, I got these diaries. I really wanted to show people that they're out there. There's Southern Hemisphere books. There's not a lot, but of what is out there, they look super cool and amazing. The authors have done so well to put these together, and they're really cute. And you know what? Okay, you may only use it for a year, but from what I can see, there's plenty of stuff to take out of this book. Stick it in your book of shadows or grimoire and keep forever. Look back on when you need it. So I definitely say thumbs up for both books. This one's primarily for witchcraft and different spells and things like that. The other book's for mainly moons, the lunar cycle and things like that. But both books really good, and I'm glad I bought both because I think I will use them for different things. And yeah, definitely, if you don't have a witch's diary, grab one. They're not that expensive, like under 30 for both. Under 30 each. And yeah, like it's so much nicer to have it all in one spot than have to go looking on Google. When's the moon going to be? you know, what dates as Lugnasad or Lammas. You know, it's really good to have it all in one book that you can just kind of, and they're not massive, they're not massive folders. There's plenty of room to stick in your bookshelf, or, you know, have around the house and just pick up and write on it as you go. Yeah, I think they're great. I think they're great, you know, even if I don't get completely filled books, because I'm not much of a diary keeper, I definitely would recommend having it anyway, for the information that they both have inside, as well as being able to just put little notes down. Absolutely. This one doesn't have as much room as the lunar cycle book in the other review, but this one seems to be packed more with witchcraft information, spells, and just really beautiful illustrations. Cute little book. Now, I hope you enjoy it. Put the thumbs up if you liked it, and comment if you like. Let me know if you know of other books that are really, really cool. I'm really looking at stuff for the Southern Hemisphere, because you know what, there's so much on the Northern Hemisphere, and us poor witches down here in the South don't really get a lot of information, and it can be very confusing for us. So having these little books is really ideal, because you can keep your head focused in the South. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Namaste. Like, subscribe, share, and I will see you in the Lammas Lugnasad video that I will have up before, fingers crossed, the 1st of February. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.